Nash and I can both stream at once. Alright, we're getting going a little late tonight. I'll tweet this out here. I still don't know what's up with my title card when I tweet. Like, I've looked, excuse me. I have looked up ways to reset it. I've looked up ways to grab the most current title card when you're posting it to Twitter. And that worked like one time. And then it stopped working. And my channel is now permanently convinced that I am forever playing The Secret of Mana. I don't know why. I've got a couple days off here. Maybe I will investigate more. God knows I did enough Googling before to try to find a fix, but yes, I'm still getting a little bit set up. But we can get into the game. And we can do some more Obsidian. Because oh, come on. Because I am still super excited that we got this running. Let's... There we go. And get that nice black background with the full screen. Now, I noticed when I was testing this last night with Nash and I streaming at once, sometimes he's a little loud, and you could kind of hear him in the background a little bit. I've tried shutting my door this time. I mean, it's not a huge deal, but just for this game, like, I really kind of want my audio to be as good as it's gonna be, at least. And let me do one of these. Make sure we're all set up. That audio is a go fabulous. So like I said last time we streamed, we were still on Comcast. And unfortunately, Comcast decided it would be a great idea. Oh, I lost part of my screen over there. Comcast decided it would be a great idea to cut out before I'd actually finished what I was trying to do for the night. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to fix a window here that's being obnoxious. Obnoxious window. Close up that way. Close up that way. Don't be a pain in the butt. Okay. Anyway, so it cut out before I'd actually finished. So I speed ran through some of this really quick, and I got a save right where the internet cut out last time, so you guys don't miss the little bit of a cutscene there. We're going to restore... No, we don't need to save. And we want Lila Missed Part. Which should be on this disc too. Because I left the same disc in when I closed it up last night. Oh, I know. I betcha I know the other things. I had the music bumped up last time. Just because it was coming through so quiet. Like, I've got it bumped up for you guys, but it's coming through so quiet on my headphones. Loki. Loki, I'm doing a thing. Be good. Got Loki in the room with me. So anyway, last time we had just been through the cubicle card maze, and there was a lot of backtracking back and forth between cubicles. I think we'd gotten all of the dialogue out of this lady. Because she had got this lady, this vidbot, because she had just gone through all of her fun little family photos. So all of that should be on that last stream. The only thing I missed is there was one more quick back and forth between that cubicle there and this one here to get the final black card that we needed. Something I didn't notice, or I don't think I noticed the first time I played this game and took a few tries, is that if you look at the floors here, I'm pretty sure the colors and the decorations on the floors correspond to the cards. It's either the cards you need to get in or the cards you need to get out. I haven't looked at them in so long. I just randomly remembered it when I was playing through again, that the colors are all different. And you can see here, it's all three, they're all three black, and this is where you need the 3 black cards. So, we are going to continue through the cubicle maze of hell. We have finally reached pre-approvals here. With our 3 black cards! Yay! There we go. Hello, pre-approvals.
Well, hi there. Y'all found me. Good for you. Can't get approved until you get pre-approved. And listen, sorry about that Easterner and bridge repair. Talk about an accent. Sheesh. Anyway, hon, let me see that document. Well, looks like everything's in order. Stand back. That information about your friend Max can't be far off now. I hope it comes in time. Just take this little old stamp thing across the way to immediate action. They'll get right on it.
And yes, they are continuing the joke with the accents. We've got the dude that's got the very Eastern accent. We've got the dude that we visited briefly before that's got the English, the UK type accent, and then we've got our little Southern belle here. They've all got to pick on each other for not being able to understand each other's accents. Another side thing I forgot to mention last stream is you can kind of pinpoint... You remember that video on the laptop where they were having the party celebrating series being in the satellite, series having been launched 100 days ago? Some of those people from that party, you can recognize their voices or, you know, the bottom part of their faces from these vidbots, which is also kind of neat. I guess for anybody coming into the stream who missed the first one, I guess super quick, this is Obsidian. This is a 1996 game. It was kind of marketed as one of those Myst-likes, but this one was really, really excellent. I always thought, at least, and very much did its own thing with the concept of kind of the point-and-click puzzle adventure. I always loved it. It's been hard to find. I still have my discs from 96, but it's been hard to find because the company who developed it went out of business soon after it released. So it's never been on Steam, it's never been on Good Old Games, and I've always thought that was really a shame because it's a fun game. It's a neat little, if you like the 90s kind of point-and-click adventure puzzle games, it does some really clever things, and it does some really neat... A lot of the themes here are about dreams, which is always kind of a thing that kind of grabs my attention. But I guess that's a short version. Our character right now is Lila. We are a super awesome scientist. Our partner, and we assume our boyfriend, Max, and ourselves, launched this awesome satellite a little while ago. The year 2066? Something like that. We're in the future. We launched a satellite that uses nanobots to fix the ozone layer and clear up the air. We were on vacation out in the woods after, 100 successful days of it being launched and satelliting all over and fixing things. While we were out camping, this huge structure suddenly appeared and started growing. It looks kind of like a little mountain made out of obsidian. We don't know what it is. We couldn't access the network anymore, which is basically their version of Wi-Fi, except Lila makes a big deal about how that doesn't happen anymore. The network is never out, but it was out for us. We explore around a little bit, figuring out who we are, all this stuff about the satellite. We go to leave our tent. We hear this loud cracking sound and Max screaming. We approach the obsidian structure. We can see Max's hat, and then it shatters apart for us. We fall through into obsidian, and we are now in this bureaucratic world, basically. It's a cube with floors on each side. It's based on a dream Lila had about how everything about the bureaucracy was getting in their way of launching the series. and we have just completed another puzzle here because we're trying to get through to talk to the bureau chief because he says he has information on Max. Max has kind of reached out to us a couple times, but it's always very brief. It's like a quick little chat message on a computer and then he disappears. That is the cubicle done, and thank God we can just leave from any point in the cube maze. You don't have to go back through it again. I think I went around the long way, but that's alright. You can see more glorious 90s graphics. Although I forgot to talk to her again. She just tells you, I'd love to help you, hon, but you've got to go, you've done the pre-approval. You've got to go get it officially approved now. We're gonna we're going to visit our friend over here again. Now that we have been pre-approved, we can go to approvals. Hello.
Lila, welcome. May I take a look at that document? Splendid, Lila. You've done so well. It can only be a matter of moments before the bridge is fixed. You can reach the bureau chief's office and get that information about Max. Speaking of moments, I'm afraid our clock is stopped. As soon as it's working, I'll go right ahead and process your request.
Because it's always something. And hi, Raritor. Yeah, he's been doing some really, really long streams. I'm not sure. I can usually hear him in the other room, and I'm not sure I can even keep up with where he's at with Fallout 4 right now. But yes, he's got a clock back here that we need to fix, of course, before he can help us. And I used to know exactly how to move everything to make it work, but now it's a little bit trial and error for me. It still shouldn't take that long. It's basically, these two pieces are the big ones that you've got to get to cooperate, and then you've got to figure out where the moon needs to be a new moon in order to not run into anything. Might be there. I might be wrong. It might be there. Second try. Second try. I played this game so many times when I was younger. I do not always perfectly remember the puzzles, but there's like weird muscle memory for some of this that I'm like, I know I had to tweak this a little, and I know I had to tweak that a little. Yes, we have his clock working now. I don't think I even got a chance. This button was a reset button, if you needed that. I want a clock like that at home. I'm not even sure how you use that to tell time, but I want that clock at home. Eh, come on. Point and click in the right part, Sarah. Or Griff. And yep, you can see here that it is definitely working. So now, will you help me out?
Lila, how good to see you. May I take a look at that document?
Hey, Max.
Lila, is that you?
Yes.
This place. It's amazing. I'm in a control room, I guess. Can you see me?
Yes.
Do you hear me?
Yes.
Lila, are you there?
It's not a computer. I can't type back at you.
Some kind of technical? Well, never mind. Where was I? Oh yes, your document. Bravo, Lila! You've done it! I'm amazed you could decipher that woman in pre-approvals. To my ear, she isn't speaking English at all. But I digress. Everything's in order now. Only I'm afraid there's a terrible backlog. Come back in a year. We'll take immediate action then. For the time being, closed.
Come back in a year. We'll take immediate action then. I forget who it was in the last stream who mentioned that this was bureaucratic hell. This is bureaucratic hell.
Lila, they'll never help you. I can. Meet me at the light.
We have a mysterious voice offering to help us, which is good because otherwise at this point in the game we would have no idea what to do. We've gone through all of the proper channels that we were supposed to go through, and they're not helping us. They're doing shit and nothing to actually help us, which is. So she wants us to go to the light.
You made it. Good. I thought you'd never tire of their procedures. Now listen to me. I know how you can get to Max. Turn off the lights or they'll see us.
Now this puzzle took a while the first time I played, because you're looking around, you're trying to find a light switch, right? Well, what's an easier way to turn off a light? Unscrewing it. Yeah, Comcast support. Loki, you gotta be good, come on.
Welcome to the rebellion, Lila. You were wise to join. It's the only way to learn about your friend. Now, listen carefully. There is a much quicker way of traveling from face to face, but only the Bureau Chief can give you access. We have located, at great risk, a document that will help you reach it. It can be found under Orient Militia.
So even the rebellion, you gotta find a document. However, we have been... Is this a disc change? This might be a disc change. Yep. Pause for a disc change. Let's not knock things over on my desk while I'm trying to do a disc swap. You go there, and then I gotta adjust my program over here. Settings, storage. Actually, I basically realized that because Windows 95 doesn't quite communicate with my... Yes, old multi-disc games. It doesn't quite communicate with my real disk drive. We have to kind of trick it into checking the drive again when I swap it. Luckily, this game, after this first world, there's not quite as much of the disk swapping right in the middle of things. And it's not like it takes all that long, even with this. That... Loki, I will kick you out of the room if you keep being loud. I will. And then you'll be all alone, because Nash is streaming over there, and you can't go in the studio. There we go. Yes. Yes, the ones that make you go back to previous discs. Yep, this world swaps between disc 1 and disc 2 a couple times. I think a later one might swap between 2 others a few times, but it's not... Like, Riven, I love Riven. I love Riven with all of my being, but that was kind of a really bad one for it, just because you kept having to go between all the different islands and all the different discs. Well, Loki's lying down now. But I've got him in here because when I was doing the test stream last night, I noticed that sometimes when Nash gets loud in the other room, you could hear him through my microphone. So I figured I'd try shutting the door this time. He can't shut his door because that's where the cat food is, and Grady needs to get in there. So look, Loki is stuck in here with me instead of being stuck outside all alone. He doesn't like not being able to be in the studio when Nash is streaming. So we learned from last game, you can never just look something up. You've always got to find what it's actually under. So we can go back to play a game. I'll be good and not get distracted with all the other games. We want word mixer, and we want orient. We want to be able to spell. Orient militia. What's the longest word you can make? Let's just be lazy and say militia. Sure. Very nice, but I win. The longest word I get is our limitation, which is also a neat touch. No, we don't need to play again. We just need to find the document under limitation now. Which is super clever. I forget if it's on this side or the other side. At one point I decided to try going through all the different documents here. They do eventually start repeating, unfortunately. Like, you can bring up any of these files in any of these folders, but the actual images they give you do eventually start repeating. JKL. We know the alphabet. Back in the old days, like when you had to find stuff in the library with the alphabet. Come on. Maybe I should open the drawer. Lindbergh. Limitate. Limitation. And this is what gives us the numbers we need for that little thing that we found on the mural earlier. We need the numbers 934. We're gonna wind up with a disk swap again. I think. Where did we... That's where we want to go. We don't need the elevator just yet. We will need it again at one point. Oh, disk swap, disk swap. Big ol' 5-disc game, just like Riven. I don't suppose you want to just read it this time, huh? No. Alright. Do it the long way again. Things. Bridge. Storage. IP. Yes. Do the thing. Do the thing. And again, that's also your clue. Like, every time we go between these, that's your clue for one of the reasons they don't like curves in the Bureau. Because the curves let you reorientate wherever you want to be. And that means they don't have as much control over you. Okay, we're gonna go over there without accidentally turning it off again. Because I'm really good at that. I try to go around the other way a lot of the time when I play, and then I turn off the light again, which doesn't do anything after that first little cut screen. Just makes you stuck for a minute. Yeah, can you see anything neat from here? Not really. You can just kind of see the other walls, the other puzzles. Alright, so 9. Oop. 3 and 4. It's not obvious from right here. Oh, there, it's gonna show you. If you didn't catch that it was a cube, and that is how you need to place your call, that's what tells you. But you can actually call a few people other than the Bureau Chief. This is what I was excited about on Twitter the other night, because I don't remember if I knew that before or not. The catch is just remembering how to line things up the right way.
You have dialed incorrectly. Please try again.
Nope. Actually, I have a save file right here in case I mess this up, because I'm trying to dial someplace
You
else.
have dialed incorrectly. Please try again.
Because there is a way to dial the Atlas statue, if I can remember.
You have dialed incorrectly. Please try again.
That's not it. I did it the other day by accident.
Thank you for calling the Atlas statue. Our opening gala has been postponed due to a collision with the bridge. Our automated docent, however, remains available for audio commentary.
I think I found one more thing you could do.
This is the records face. We appreciate your inquiry. The longest anagram of the words records and face is scorecard. Similar information is available here at all times. No appointment is necessary.
I love that they program stuff like that in, that you can dial other faces. Can you dial this one?
You have dialed incorrectly. Please try again.
You think how to line it up the right way? Can you dial over there? I won't play with this for too long. I don't remember what all the combinations are.
Hi! Got any gum? Oh well. Thanks anyway.
Okay, those are the only ones that I am positive you can dial. So how about I just try to remember how to dial things the right way this time so we can actually progress the story. You know, one of them needs to be all the way down. One of them needs to be like part way down.
You have dialed an unoccupied space. Phone service does not connect here. Please try your call again.
That was different. That was not what I was going for.
You have dialed an unoccupied space. Phone service does not connect here. Please try your call again. You have dialed incorrectly.
No.
Please try again. dialed an unoccupied space. Phone service does not connect here. Please try your call again. You have dialed an unoccupied space. Phone service does not connect here. Please try your call again.
This is what happens when I get too excited about doing the other one first try. Because I got this the other night, and then I didn't write down what it was.
You have dialed an unoccupied space.
No, you're not
Phone
up
service
either.
does not connect here. Please try your call again.
Come through the phone, the future is weird. Yeah, I'm assuming that's supposed to be the cubicle worker, that when you run the gum machine in the cubicles, she's like, wow, more gum, thanks. Is it you that has to be in the middle, maybe?
You have dialed incorrectly.
No.
Please try again.
I swear, this the other day.
You have dialed incorrectly.
No.
Please try again.
I thought both of these had to be down here. We're trying to call the bureau chief is what we're trying to do. I don't remember if it'll give me the animation again.
You have dialed an unoccupied space. Phone service does not connect here. Please try your call again.
I'm gonna try backing up and see if it'll give me that animation again. I used to have it memorized how everything interacts with each other. No, that's not what I want. I kind of want to see if it'll give me that animation again. I mean, otherwise we could just look, right? The bureau chief is up there. He's towards the end of that guy, and towards the end of the library. Okay, wait.
You have dialed incorrectly. Please try again.
Okay, what am I doing here? Bureau chief is right there. So in theory... I'm sorry guys, this one usually doesn't take me this long. I'm having a series of dirt moments on this particular puzzle.
Lila,
There we go.
nice to hear from you. And how interesting you got this number. It's not obtainable via standard procedure. Well, no matter. I'm glad you're on your way.
See, I was right. Those two did need to be near the bottom. I just couldn't remember in what particular positions. not losing my mind. So this, I may have mentioned this game has a lot of puzzles that just are very dream logic. It's not really apparent what you're doing here, but you can grab the rock, and you can move the rock, because why not? And when you move the rock, you can move through to a different face of the office. I forget if the door stays here. Or if I have to... And these... See, when I was replaying this the first time, I ran into one of these doors and I'm like, why do I remember that being an actual door? Because it is an actual door. You just can't access those ones. So I mean, when you're playing this the first time, you're probably just gonna screw around with it a lot. And it is kind of neat. But we have a mission here, right? We need to get to the bureau chief. So if we want to get to the bureau chief, we want to find... And that's the other tough one, because, you know, it's pretty obvious playing like you can move it left and right. You don't always realize you can also move it away from you and towards you. But, long story short, if you move it towards you, we are suddenly on the mural. So, I mean, we did not get the bridge repaired right, but we're on the right face of the building, right? We're making progress here. We're on the correct face. We can look down there and see where we dialed the number. It's also the one area that you can't access from the magic rotating dealie in the middle. So we can walk around on here. We can try to see... Oh, look! See, we can talk to the bureau chief from here, right? We're right here. We're right here, dude. You fucked up the bridge, but we're here anyway. So let's, you know, give us the information we want.
Lila, you've arrived. But somehow you're standing on my sky. How can this be, I wonder? Have you made a new friend? Have you seen the light? Well, no matter. Come back with your feet on the ground.
Yep, he still won't help us. Because we have still not fixed the bridge, we have still not followed proper procedure. Even though proper procedure also didn't get anything fixed. We did not access him the correct way. So he's like, come back later. Come back with your feet on the ground. We will come back with our feet on you, buddy. I can remember which direction to go here. Okay, we're gonna go this way. Trying to remember which one... Which one do I want? So if you're like me the first time you play this, you're wandering around at this point. Because you know you can't fix the bridge. You've been through all the other areas, you've followed everything else you were supposed to do. But you might also notice while you're wandering around that there's an arrow over here. And arrows are for doing things, damn it. Now this, in that first area, is a gate. But you'll notice from this orientation, is also a ladder. I might have gone up the wrong one the first time. I'm really good at that sometimes. Oh, maybe not. We good? So we are now walking along that gate.
Hey, you! Down here! What the hell do you think you're doing?
reaching the bridge. That's what I'm doing.
Stop! Go back now! You're breaking every damn rule in the book. You know they shoot people for less around here.
And in one of the most satisfying moments in the game.
Ow! You're lousing on my vertical hold!
Yes, we just walked across her
Thanks
face.
a lot. Happy now? I hope you fall and crash and shatter in a million pieces.
I'm sure you do, sweetie. But even though we're doing this, you notice... Can you turn here? No. Again, back to the curves thing. I'm sure if we approached the bureau chief this way, he'd be like, oh, you're still sideways. I still won't help you. But this is a curve. And what have we learned about curves? We have learned that curves reorient you. We have finally reached the godforsaken bridge. Come on, work. Oh, I forgot I can't. Sorry, I was trying to get a screen cap of this because I like this, but I realized I gotta exit out of the Windows 95 machine before I can do that. There we go. Hello, friend.
Lila, too bad. I am very disappointed in you. You've made it here, certainly, but by violating every procedure in the book. In fact, your methods represent all I despise. Creativity, originality, the very things that would destroy my bureau. Spy, your methods would... But I have orders, Lila, from above, to provide you with information about Max. If I were you, Rebel, perhaps I'd resist. So just be glad I took the bureaucratic oath.
We've been struck round him thrice. Close your eyes with holy dread, for he on the honeydew had fed and drunk the milk of paradise.
That was Max. Programmable molecular assembler.
I know, I read your paper. So what are you going to do with it?
Haven't thought about it yet.
I've got an idea.
There are no excuses. Max, I kept warning you to test more.
You're sick, Max. Go to sleep. No use banging your head against the wall.
First off, super quick, I always thought that was a really neat effect. That the bureau chief vidbot, halfway through chastising you, picks up his glasses off the desk and then puts them on within the vid screen. I mean, it's just a neat little subtle thing, but I always thought that was so cool. Just adding into the dream logic, sure, the vidbot can he can take his glasses up off the desk and then he's wearing them in the vid screen. Why not? So that first world was Lila's dream, as we've established, and if you remember, we also had a little video of Max talking about a dream he had. Wait, glasses what? Yeah, if you go through and watch that later, while the bureau chief is talking to us, you can see that the glasses are down on his desk, and the robot part, picks it up and brings them up like this, but it puts them on in the vid screen, so then the vid screen is actually, he's wearing them within that screen. Yeah, it's just a neat little thing that I don't know if you'd even notice if you hadn't obsessively played it like I did, but it's cute. I think I read something either either on a wiki somewhere or on actual Wikipedia that they had planned to have more of the vidbots do things like that, and they ran out of time, or they ran out of money, they ran out of something to animate more things like that. But yeah, so Max's dream was that he was working on a giant mechanical spider, only instead of trying to do maintenance on the spider, he had to do maintenance on the world around the spider, as if he was doing offerings for a god. We went through Lila's dream, and we're now in Max's dream. Oh, I know the other thing I was gonna say. I forgot to do it, but in that last scene when you're walking along the gate, you can go up the other ladder and try to approach from that side, but the actual gate opening will fall open under your feet, and then you can't progress that way. I'm assuming because they only fully animated it from the other side, but I still thought it was neat that they still let you climb up the other way and then gave you an in-game reason you couldn't progress, instead of just, like, doing an invisible wall or something. It's like, I'll buy it. One of the gates stays shut and you're fine, and the other one's a little looser, so it just kinda can't hold your weight. Yeah, being kind of sleepy and watching this, it does. This is why I keep talking about just a lot of the game is just, it makes sense with like a kind of dream logic. Not moon logic, not even necessarily adventure game logic, but just this weird, like, if this was in a dream you had, it's the kind of thing that would make perfect sense in the dream. And just be like, yeah, sure, yeah, I'll go with it. I think to me at least, I think it's even more pronounced in this world in some of the places you go.
Lila!
Hi, Max.
I've been exploring. Everything here seems so precise. It reminds me of the data structures we designed for... You know, if this weren't on such a huge scale, I'd think this was serious. Could it have become conscious? Did it reject its core and crash back to Earth to seek us out? Lila, you've got to see this. Get under that grate as soon as you can.
I also kind of love that I assume as a character we've been very worried about Max. Like, the last time we heard him, there was the kaboom, and then ah! And every time we run into him now, he's like, oh my god, this is so cool. Lila, you have to see this, because this looks so awesome! So there is a crank here, but... it's not going to do us a lot of good. We can... There's a disc swip! Swip? Switch. I tried to say, like, disc swap and disc switch at the same time. I know, I'm such a fangirl about this game, but some of the puzzles in this one just, I love what they do with it. Alright, and we're gonna play our little disc swap game. Yes, science. And I mean, Lila's a scientist too, so as far as I know, maybe her character is reacting the same way. I'm trying to remember if there's actually anything interesting that's not right by the spider yet. Because this is one of the areas that I'm more used to just kind of playing it through instead of exploring around as much. But one of the things I really wanted to do with this playthrough was to take my time and show you guys everything that's in here. We're kind of in this big creepy warehouse looking thing with the giant mechanical spider. And there's stuff over here that you can do. We got a giant bellows here. It doesn't seem to serve any immediate purpose. And we got more stuff. Eee! Cannot go there from here. Point and click! Point and click! No, I gotta go back up. I know there was an arrow there. I am remembering because this is about as far as I played up when I was testing the discs earlier. I went into one of the side worlds here that we will see soon, but I actually didn't derp around down here, so I haven't seen some of this area since, you know, like 98 or so maybe. It came out in 96, but I forget how long we had a system that would still play it. It probably still played on Windows 98. Probably. We have more impressive mechanical stuff. It made me very glad the game doesn't let us stand right in front of that. Let's hear it for adventure puzzle games where you can't really die. Which honestly was always one of the things that kind of drew me to the Myst games and games like this. Because I played plenty of games where you can die. I'd done plenty of Nintendo games, I'd done Resident Evil. I forget when the first Resident Evil was released. My timeline might be off. But the point being, I'd played plenty of video games where you can die, but the concept of like a puzzle adventure game where it's just about exploring and you don't have to worry about dying, you can just explore to your little heart's content and try to figure out the puzzles was just so cool. So, I mean, even like Hugo's House of Horrors, you could mess up, you could die. That damn dog could eat you. Stupid dog. Throw meat, throw meat. How are you supposed to know you're supposed to throw the meat? I always tried give meat. I'm giving a dog a treat. I give the dog a treat. I don't throw it. From what you remember, 95 and 98 were pretty compatible. It probably still ran on that then. I want to say there should only be like 4 little areas like this. We'll get back into more puzzly goodness soon. We have fire. Fire's awesome. And this is another thing that we can, I think we can actually do this right now. Yeah, that's on. We can ride up here and also get a better scope of the place. other things I don't know if I noticed before. I just saw an E and an S up on the wall. Or, that's probably what, north, south, east? Yeah, I think it's north, south, east, west. We got more dials, more levers. We got levers that are doing exactly nothing right now. You can see they've got different symbols on them, which probably you can gather match the different areas we've matched, but none of it's working right now. Which I know seems like a very missed thing, but the way we're going to get them working is not the way that you would need to do it in a Myst game. Not even a little tiny bit. How goes the volcanic glass playthrough? It goes awesome. We are in Max's dream now. His dream of the giant mechanical spider. And hello, Max. Right now we are just kind of checking out this warehouse here. And there's one more little area we can check out. And then I will start showing you guys how you actually start solving all of this stuff that's not seeming to be working. Unamas. Oh, nice. Good game? Mops is saying he just got home from D&D. Yep, sleepy weirdness. Sleepy weirdness is a really good way to experience this game. It is about to get more so. Like, I am holding myself back trying to show you guys the actual warehouse before I get into the rest of the puzzly bits. Because most of these, 2 of them are kind of long, and then 2 of them are kind of short, but there's some of, they might be some of my favorite puzzles in the game. It's kind of hard to pick favorites. For me, it's kind of hard to pick favorites in this game. Because the next kind of main hub world is also really, really amazing and neat. And surreal. And dreamlike. As is the theme. Is there a thingy we can push? Oh, we can continue forward. I don't remember if you can even do anything with this one or not. Yeah, I don't think this one actually has like a button or anything. Unless I'm totally misremembering. Because it's just kind of a big vat. Alright, well, noted for posterity. You can see its face up there too. Well, it might be. He is passed out on the floor though. So if he is going to sleep through, yeah, he was being grumbly earlier. He's passed out now. He should be okay. He got fed a little late today. We'll at least do... Oh, this thing's face. We'll at least do 1 or 2 of the puzzles here quick, and then maybe I will take at least a short break and give him his fuds. Okay, that was an arrow there. Here's an arrow here. So, You might have noticed there are arrows. There are arrows because we can go places. Because point and click. And I never remember where the different worlds are in relation to each other, so... we'll just see which one we show up in. Oh, I love this one! So, dream logic. We've got a tornado out here. And we've got a gun. And we can charge at the gun. And it doesn't really do anything to the tornado. The tornado's actually pretty good at avoiding the gun. It's a smart little tornado. New Uber internets are awesome mops. Nash and I can stream at the same time, and neither one of us is dropping frames, as opposed to earlier, when even one of us streaming, we dropped all of the frames. What a cute little tornado. So clearly, that right there isn't doing a whole lot of good. But we have more arrows. We have a thing we can look at. And we're just magically through the little eye hole. Because dream logic. And if you are at least semi-astute here, you might put two and two together that the gun is shooting one beam, and we currently have one ball on the screen here. So yes, this is exactly the puzzle you think it is. Well, maybe it's not. I will save you guys some bother, because the first time I played this, I thought I had to fill up all of the circles. Well, I guess I could try to do that quick, just to show you guys what happens when you do. Yeah. Watch me futz around with this and try to remember the fastest way to fill up all of them. Not quite like that. That's not gonna do what I want it to do, but that will. No, it still won't, though. Okay, we're gonna pretend this is actually the first time I played. So my first play, messed it up. I am sure this is so entertaining for everyone. There, I knew there was a better way to do that. Okay, so if you're me, this is your first inclination. I will build up the best... Yes, Nash is doing Fallout at 1080p 60 FPS, and Obsidian is running at 720p 60 FPS. We meant to play around with my video settings too. We didn't get a chance to. By the time I got off work, he was already trying to get ready to stream. But we are probably going to try to mess around with mine too, because it seems like I'll be able to do it. It seems like both of us should be able to stream in pretty good quality. Okay, so I will actually show you what happens if you just juice up all of them, going, I will destroy my little tornado friend. And we'll inch back out of the eye hole, because why not? We just crawled all the way in there. No biggie. jumps. Nope. So having all of them on there doesn't seem to do us much good. Also, it's still hiding from us. I love the way it just kind of creeps away. So yeah, you can see that isn't doing much good. What you actually need to do is trap the tornado. Yep. Rarity got it. Cage gun. Oops. Derp derp derp. There we go. And it still doesn't like being trapped. And now the entire world is breathing. We've trapped the wind, and now the world is breathing again. Like, it's a relatively simple short puzzle once you know what to do with it, but it was this specific puzzle when I was a kid that when I finally figured it out and I sat back and I was like, this dream really does use dream logic. Everything about it is just this surreal, intuitive, I keep using those words, but it was this specific puzzle when I was a kid that like really drove it home for me. And that's what I meant, like the Myst games don't really, some of them are surreal, but there's usually, I mean, there's a mechanical answer to what you're doing, or you need to examine the flora and the fauna in the area. It's still more of a practical, real world solution to things, and this game just like goes way out in left field and goes, yeah, go capture a tornado and make things breathe.
Lila, this is my dream about the mechanical spider. The one that convinced me to build in human controls. Ceres must have broken into our journals, studied them. But why dreams? And why would it actually build them?
We have a postcard. We have many stars. That one's not a cat, but it suddenly looks like a cat to me. Alright, so you can try them in any ones you want. But this one, I mean, it's air. It's wind. And we're gonna put it in this guy. I guess maybe a disc instead of a postcard.
In the beginning, Max created the machine. But the machine was still and weak. For Max, air was nothing more than pressure on the gauge. For us, it is the might within our limbs.
So there's the second part of the puzzle I find cool. It's not just within the puzzle, you are capturing the tornado, you are capturing the wind to make everything breathe. But now there's a second level that it's about making the giving air to the machine. I'm gonna leave these stars alone for now. You can do things with them, but it'll make more sense if I do it all at once we finish the other 3 constellations here. Oop, you wanted to exit. And if I remember right, when we leave, the machine is now breathing. Or at least it was for a moment. And if you're me, then after the first one of those you solve is when you start wondering, like, this is a ginormous mechanical spider. I'm not entirely sure I'm on board with it bringing it to life. I am not going to give spoilers either way. I'm just saying, this is about the point that you look around at what you're doing and you're like, I'm not sure if this is a smart idea. Now this will probably be, whenever I come back from a world, I will probably wind up going up the wrong ladder at least once, because for the life of me, I can never keep track of which are which. I think that's the one I just did. I think we can continue on to this one. But I will apologize now if I make you guys watch me climb all the way up a ladder at some point, and then it's a world that I already completed. Okay, what do we have of this one? Surprise! Disc swap! That's what was waiting at the top of that one. What do we want? Disc 5. Because why not? Why not jump from 3 to 5? Whatever gets the game onto all of the discs, right? Yes, he would still try to fix the spider just to see what happens. I will too. The other thing I'll always remember about playing this is I didn't... At 13, I didn't really have a concept of... I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. How advanced or non-advanced the games were at that point in time. So there's a lot of dialogue options in this that, like, I was afraid to take the wrong dialogue options in case I actually did get a game over. And also, I mean, there was no internet. You couldn't go online and see, yes, you know, you definitely can't die in this game. You just had the instruction manual. So probably playing through this as a kid, I was actually legitimately a little bit nervous. Like, is there something else I'm supposed to be doing? Am I really supposed to be bringing this thing back to life? I'm not gonna game over, am I? Oh, it's this one! This is one of the ones I will pull out my notes for. Again, we're just on another world. Because. Because why not? Okay, we see 30038.1. We see a lot of sand. Lots and lots of sand. And we see a thing down here. So logic seems to dictate we try 38. Was it 0.1? Did I already forget? Okay, we got oil. Or filth. We've got something black and viscous. Hitting it again doesn't do anything, but you saw it change the color. So we can back away a little bit. I think... we enter it now? We cannot. There we go. That's the arrow I wanted. We can go over here. Oh yeah, this one! So the waves are out of sync. Yeah, I had no concrete notion of how demanding the game or the makers design things to be. This is another just... I love this concept. It's a really simple one, but you just walk over the hill and oh, the waves are out of sync. Okay. Let's just fix the waves. Oop, I messed that up. Let's just fix the waves, because that's a nice normal thing to have to do, right? I think... yep, they're still off. No! Did I actually? Oh, never mind. The first try. And then this happens. Because why not? Because why not? I forget. Can we turn around and get a better shot? Probably. So yes, you can turn around, you can get a better shot. That just, I mean, it happened. Because it did. Oop, I think, no, I was supposed to go the other way. Point and click! I want more games like this. I want more games that are just weird. but weird in a way that makes a vague, surreal sort of sense. I want more games like that. I feel like they played with perspective in this too, because again, like when you're standing on top of the fortress, it still looks tiny, but now we're in it and it's bigger. Because. That's why. Just because. I think if I remember right, there's not a lot up here other than the actual next step of the puzzle, but I'm gonna walk in a circle and make sure. Oh, there is a thingy over here. I forget if the thingy does any good right now. I think we need to do the next bit before this actually does us any good. We're gonna leave that alone for now. We're gonna do the other bit. There's our friend over there. We will complete our circle. I just think it's sad when there's things you can't spin and cupboards you can't open. But, you know, you can only do so much. So here, we are in fact just trying to make the thing. And we can move things side to side, and we can move things up and down. And you guys get to enjoy watching me do some puzzle solve here. Yeah, that should be the one I need next. Yeah, my old notes are a picture of the pattern that we need. Because, of course, I still have that. That's not the piece I want. Is it you? Is it you I'm looking for? It is not. Go back. Is it you? It is not you. We can get you over where you need to go. Puzzles! Well, all of you kind of dudes need to go over there. That's the one that needs to go there. I haven't played this puzzle in so long. That might actually be... I think that's the right one now. No, that's... We're close. Not quite. That, I think, needed to be straight. Oh. This is off. You need to go over there. There! That might help. I think I'm gonna have to feed the dog once I finish this part. Because now he is getting grumpy. There we go. There, we did the thing. That took me a minute, but we did the thing. Yes, we already put the numbers in the sand on the thing up top. Although I think you're right, we can also enter them down there. We're busy going through a random tunnel right now, like you do. Aha! We have found more oil, or another viscous substance. Just all kinds there. Just all kinds. So we will go back through the weird tunnel that appeared. Which, if you couldn't tell, the tunnel led us out to the giant piece of ocean that we made float. I think you can enter that in down here. I forget if it does anything. That was... That was actually 38-1. Wants to cooperate. But I guess it doesn't let you center in on it exactly. Loki, let me finish one more puzzle. Let me finish one more. What was I at before? I was at 55, I think? So this is the giant thing that we have summoned out of the ocean. And I don't think this really tells you exactly where you're supposed to be zeroing in on. I feel like every time I've played this, I wound up doing a little bit of trial and error, but it gives you something to start with at least. Like, we were in there, we saw it, we know there's oil there, and we know it's somewhere around, like, 80s, 90s, 4 or 5. So there might be a better way to do it, but I want to say every time I've played this, I just went up top, and I just kind of eyeballed it until it worked. Yeah, I feel like right at the end of that, we actually grow. I am relatively certain we shrink down to get into the little tower, and then we grow again. Little tower, little fortress, rather. Well, that's not even remotely in the right direction. There we go. 133.5. There's our magic number. And then this happens. Because why not? Will be the recurring theme. I mean, I'm flippant about the because why not, but again, if this was a dream I was actually having, and that was the result of my actions, it would be like, okay, that makes sense. That makes total sense, why not? And disk swap. Back to 3. That's good though. I didn't know for sure that Disc 5 was still working since I hadn't run anything with it. Yeah, oil makes civilization. That's kind of what I get out of that one too. We're supposed to be about working on the machine itself, but that's always kind of the one I got from that one too. Which is also interesting because again, this entire thing started because of Ceres. The Ceres satellite was made to fix the ozone layer and our atmosphere in general. And how did we screw that up? Partly because of oil. I know, Loki, I hear you. Possibly everyone can hear you. We're gonna finish off one more thing here quick, and then I will food you. I will. I will food you. You will be fooded. Hello, puck. Hello. You gonna come say hi? Loki, you gonna come say hi? Come on up. Oh, boy. That's a boy. That's a puppy. Oh. You like this game? I like this game. Alright. We've got another postcard disc. And I want to say that's this guy over here.
In the beginning, Max created the machine, but the machine could feel no mirth. For Max, oil was nothing more than a crude fuel. For us, it is the wine that makes us dance.
This game also made me start thinking very differently about machines. I know a lot of the quote-unquote machines in this game are actually robots. But I also just, I love some of that little segments of just almost poetry there. And I always look down when I'm trying to leave this room. It's like, no, I'm not supposed to look down. I'm supposed to turn around. Point and click. Point and click. And it's doing things again. Loki, don't knock things over. Yep. Yeah, hungry doof. He's awake now. He's awake. He is now aware of what time it is, and in whatever way dogs are aware of that. I'll wander back up here quick, then I'll put on the break screen quick, and I will give him some foods, and then we will continue shortly. Yes, Loki. There we go. I might not even put up the break screen. I might just, we'll just take me out, and you can glory in the fabulous machine monster here while I run out of the room and get him some foods. I'll be back soon. Doggo has foods. Doggo is happy doggo. We can proceed. I think it was both of those two I did already. We haven't done the chemistry one yet. I'm so sad. We won't get to the chemistry puzzle soon, because yes, there is a chemistry puzzle. Which one are you? Oh, I forgot about this one. So this is another just little tiny mini one that's weird and surreal. We need to try to make the right sounds. And it sounds like it's not making noise, and it should be making noise. I need it to make noise. I can hear what it's doing. I remember the part where I said that the music was a little bit off in the Windows 95, and I feel like this isn't making the tones I needed to make, which is bad because I need that for the puzzle. I might still be able to fake it, just because I remember, I think it just has to go in order. Oh yeah, you have to zap lightning at it too. This is really weird without hearing any audio. Nope, that was off. So every time I click them, I'm pausing the arms for just a second. Stream is just, like, it's not giving me any sound either. I'm not sure why, but this puzzle isn't giving me any sound either, which is one of the reasons I'm having issues with it. As far as the stream being just black, my video preview looks alright. I can still see what's going on, and I can see myself. These are all supposed to be making tones when they go too, and the tone is what tells you if you have them set up right. So, this is kind of really annoying without the sound. Make sure it's also not that my headset's dead.
They're not here this time. Well, that was. All right, I'll take it. Oof.
There we go. Holy shit, you guys. I can't believe I did that without the tones. That is really annoying to try to do that without the tones. We successfully set the tree on fire, though. So, I mean, that's good. And let's see if the desktop audio comes back when we go back in the other room. Actually, let's save here just in case. Just in case I gotta, like, restart some here. No, it was just that puzzle. Well, I am sorry that you guys missed the audio for that puzzle. I am also sorry I missed the audio for that puzzle because it makes it a lot easier to figure out when you're actually getting the timing right on those. Because what it does when the puzzle is working the right way with the right audio is when you shoot down the lightning, every time one of the branches, I said arms, every time one of the branches of the tree is in the right timing, it makes a little tone. So you know, you can hear which ones are right, and there's screw around with whichever ones aren't. And obviously, like, you can do it just with the visuals, but it's a lot harder because they do the same light up thing when they touch the ground as they do when the lightning hits. Is the volume back now? Because it should be. OBS was giving me the desktop audio again. I'm gonna refresh over here because the stream preview looks fine. I say that now Twitch doesn't want to refresh.